hopefully the game. Yeah, there we go. Wonderful. Hi everyone. If we've got anyone in chat watching, if you could just let me know that you can see me and hear me, that would be great. I definitely heard that. We've got a sound alert. Hello. Please let me know that you can see me and hear me properly. It's our first stream in a good long while, so I feel like I've forgotten how to do all the things. And yeah, can see and hear you. Thank you. Awesome. Great. Well, hi everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're doing a bit of a cozy stream today. We're going to be playing the demo for A Storied Life Tabitha. I'm Vicki. I'm the community manager for this game. So I'll be taking you through the demo, showing you all the cool things that have been added to this latest demo. And I'm proud to announce as well that this game is going to be releasing on April 14th, and that was an announcement we made recently. So if you missed it, there you go. It's coming to PC and Nintendo Switch on April 14th. So actually not long to wait, less than 2 months to go. So really excited. If you have played our previous demo, I highly recommend coming back to play this one because we've added a ton of new features and a load of accessibility settings, loads of new languages, which I'll show you in just a second, and a brand new room as well. So our previous demo only had 2 rooms. This demo has 3 rooms. So you'll be able to discover more of Tabitha's story as well as a few little secrets. And if you feel so inclined, you can help me decide which items I should pack and what stories I should tell. So otherwise I will just go ahead and have a go myself. First off, let me show you some of the settings that we've added. So obviously we've got all the usual audio and video stuff, but I'll show you the languages as well. We've got a ton of languages. The standard is Northern English, and if that's kind of an unusual one to put in, but for this game it's set in Yorkshire in the UK, where they do have a lot of like northern slang. So a lot of the words in the standard version, like how it's meant to be played, you've got a lot of northern slang in there. And since Next Fest started on Monday, I've been watching a few people play the demo with the northern slang on, and to see people struggle with some of the words, it's actually quite funny. So we do have, I am going to be playing it on Northern English, but you can switch to just English. So you won't get any of the northern slang words, which could be a little bit confusing. But as well as that, you can see we have a ton of languages, which we didn't have in the previous demo. I'm going to stick to Northern English, but if you are finding the slang words a little bit confusing, you can change to English. But for now, I'm going to leave the slang on because I am a big fan of the slang. Accessibility features over here. We've got UI scaling to make your UI just a little bit bigger. Dyslexia friendly fonts as well. We've got the item highlights. So there's a lot of interactable items in the game, and some folks may need a little bit of extra help identifying those interactable items. So you can highlight the items as well. We also have my favourite thing ever, which is being able to turn off the weights of the items and give yourself infinite resources as well. I won't be turning them on just yet because we do have a separate thing to show you which automatically turns those on at the start of the game if you want them to. We also have this little thing here. You found the collectibles. So this is a feature which is in development right now. So for those of you who are achievement hunters and completionists, if you want to collect all of the things, we have a ton of collectibles for you, including 432 items, words, phrases, 11 characters. So you'll also be discovering all of these people that she had relationships with throughout her life, whether that's friends, family, yeah, and 13 secrets to uncover. And the secrets are definitely like my favourite thing about this, because I thought this is going to be a lovely little cozy narrative game, but there are some hidden secrets, which I'm hoping we'll find a few today. And there are 56 achievements providing fun challenges to complete. I can also tell you as well that we are going to be adding in a daily puzzle as well. So in the full game there will be some daily puzzles for you to come back and play as well. But for now I think we're all good to go. So let's crack on with a new game. And this is what I wanted to show you, relax mode. So if you didn't want to go into settings and put no wait mode on, you can just choose to play in relaxed mode. For now I'm going to play in cozy mode because cozy mode is the default experience that will have all of the item weights and the limitations on the packing supplies, just so that you can see how it's meant to be played. But if we end up doing multiple playthroughs today, then I will turn on relaxed mode. But for now, let's get cozy. So just to tell you a little bit about this game, this is a narrative puzzle game where items tell the story of a life left behind. And by that, I mean that our loved one has recently passed away. So this is what we get here. It starts with a letter to be delivered after my funeral, which says, "Hello, love, still mithering you from beyond the grave." So mithering basically means pestering, like I'm still bothering you from beyond the grave. So I'll be your translator today. "I wanted to leave you a few bits to remember me by, but I haven't managed to get myself organised like I wanted. These things don't half creep up on you. I've left you a key to the house. Why don't you have a rummage and keep whatever you like? Feel free to chuck whatever else. If you're not familiar with the word chuck, it just means throw away whatever else. This place has become a right midden," which is kind of like a burden. It's a bit of a burden. Maybe you could sell some bits and fund yourself a nice little holiday. You work so hard. Don't rush your life away. Apologies, we're having a fire alarm test. Maybe you didn't hear that. It was quite quiet. Cool. So this letter has been left to you by T. Kettlewell, which we can assume is Tabitha Kettlewell. And we don't know what her relationship is with Tabitha at this point. Like, was she a relative? Was she a neighbour? Was she a colleague? Was she a friend? The relationship isn't really defined. That's kind of up to the player to decide what the relationship is with this person. But clearly they like you enough to have left you a key to the house and trusted you with clearing their house after their death. So there you go. So the relationship isn't really defined. And how well you know them also isn't very well defined either. Like, you may not know them very well at all, or you may know them very well. And again, that's up to the player to decide. So here we go. We're heading on to the house. A lot of lovely lavender there. And it would appear that we've come by bus. And yeah, it's very, very rainy. And I would say that the weather has been very wet here recently, but today we've had such a beautiful sunny day. We've worn our wellies. Oh, look at that. That's Tabitha's house. And we head inside. So, like I said, the demo has 3 chapters, and it's not chapter 1, 2 and 3, it's chapters 1, 4 and 7. So you kind of get a look at Tabitha at various stages in her life, and you get to see how the plot will develop. So yeah, we're giving you a nice sort of sneak peek at what you can expect. You're about to play a short demo of the game about a loved one who has recently died and left you with the task of clearing her home. In this game, you choose which items to pack and keep, which to recycle and which to auction and sell. Some items must be packed. Please enjoy the demo. Okay, we are entering room 1, which is the porch. Welcome to Lavender Lathe. Before Miss Kettlewell died, she asked you to tidy her country house, Lavender Lathe. In each room you must pack, auction or recycle every item you can see, but keep an eye out for secrets to get a gold star. So got to fill up this progress bar at the top here. And I've been watching a lot of people play, and I've got to say, you're missing a few items. So we'll definitely find all of those today. How you choose to deal with each item will lead to different outcomes. Don't worry, there are no wrong choices. So this is a game with multiple outcomes. There are, can I reveal how many stories there are? I will say there are at least 5 different endings and different outcomes, but perhaps there could be more for you to discover. So it is worth replaying the chapters to see what else could happen. And yes, I'm very excited for people to discover those by themselves. We'll probably dig into a couple today. Okie dokie, so here we are. We've got a lot of different items, and as someone very rightly pointed out, like, people are complex and multifaceted, and, you know, I'm sure that Tabitha was many things. You know, we've got some witch bells here, so maybe she was a bit spooky, a bit witchy. We've got some binoculars here, so maybe she was naturey. We've got a family photo here, so maybe she was a mother or a grandmother or both. You know, there's a cat basket here. Maybe she was cat lady. You know, she's not one thing. But there are multiple stories to tell about Tabitha, and it's completely up to you which path you decide to go down. So let's see. There are some vinyl records here, which I'm going to pop into this box here. And generally, I'll show you, but the first time that you do this, it will open the box view, but it won't open box view every time. So you can just drag and drop now, to be honest. Drag and drop, drag and drop. But yeah, once you've cleared, you'll need to pop over to the box. We've also got the option to sell things. We also have the option to recycle stuff as well. So this one says, it's a walking stick. The wood is worn at the apex of the handle and the rubber ferrule is cracked. It looks too large for the box. So I'm probably not going to sell that. I'm going to pop that in the recycle bin. And there we go. I must say as well, I've got a little bit of a sore throat today. So we'll at some point need to just reach over and grab a little drink. But yeah, if you could just bear with me, that'd be great. Beloved family photo, wallet-sized photograph of a large family. Everyone is smiling. So I would say the first couple of times you play, like the first time you play a room, you're probably going to want to look at everything and take everything in. But like your second, third, fourth, whichever playthrough, however many, you'll get quicker and quicker and quicker. And I find that I want to get the room cleared as fast as possible, just so that I can get to the packing bit. And, you know, choosing the items and seeing how they fit together. And then I really want to get to the memoir bit. So actually clearing the room, I want to get it done quite fast. Actually, there was a cat flap there. I've seen a lot of people not get the cat flap. So if you're missing items, perhaps pick up the cat flap. Traditional witch bells. I do love the witch bells. And I do love the binoculars, but we can't keep everything because we've come on the bus, remember? Which means we've probably only bought one box with us because that's about as much as we can carry. I've seen a lot of people miss this receipt as well. Meal for one receipt. A receipt for a ham sandwich and a cup of tea, slightly smudged with 2 small spots of water damage. So I've seen a lot of people miss the receipt. So we'll take that. And you can pop that open, and there's a pill box as well. I will read what that says. It says, contains a salmon pink capsule, 2 round white pills and a yellow oval pill for each day. Monday and Tuesday are empty. So I wonder what that tells us. And we've got the action menu that's popped up here as well. It's a quick action menu where you can put things up for auction, recycle them or return them to the room quite quickly. You can also access that by right clicking, so you don't have to wait. There's like a timer here at the top if you saw that. You don't have to wait for that to run out. You can just right click for the quick actions. You're getting all the tips today. A welcome mat. It's too cumbersome to be packed, so we'll definitely get rid of that. And what have we got here? Some tampered invoices, old invoices. Several of the words are oddly spaced, and the text is misaligned. We'll definitely take those. Okay, so we've got some stuff that we've recycled already. And again, you can send them to packing, auction, or return them to the room if you want to. And then we've got our packing box. Apologies, I'm going to take a little drink now. Okay, so at the top here you can see it says you can't pack every item, save the ones you like. So I do like the tampered invoices. I shall take those. Publisher letter. There are certain things, if you try to get rid of these, it will say it's important. You should probably keep it. Publisher letter is important. So I'll take that. Don't think I want the pill-box. And again, you don't need to come back in here every time. You can right click on that and recycle it if you want to. What else? This cat basket is far too large, so I think I'm going to recycle that, I think. What items do we want to take? So I've decided on the tampered invoices. We definitely need to take the memoir. Again, if we try to get rid of that, it will tell us that we need to keep that. So I will pack that. What else shall we take? We've got some unsent letters here. These letters are torn and have no postage stamps. The dates span many years, so she was intending to post these, I guess. They've got no postage stamps on them though, but I guess she was intending to post them, or is it one of those sorts of situations where you write the letter with no intention to send it? You just write it to vent and get your feelings out. But yeah, very odd place to keep them if that's the case. So we've got some unsent letters. We've got the family photo. We've got the witch bells. We've got a receipt here. Bus pass and binoculars. Has anyone got any strong feelings about what we should take with us? Otherwise, I will just pack a couple of things, I think. I usually do sell the binoculars. The photo, take the photo. All right, cool. And then I think I can probably fit, I can fit the witch bell. Shall we take those as well? Or damp bus pass. I could take the letter and the receipt, and actually that would fill my box entirely. How does that look? Shall we go with those? Or in which case I will, for now, I will put the binoculars up for auction, and I will recycle the rest. I do love a full box. Hover over the flaps of the packing box to show a menu of box actions, or you can skip the wait by pressing right click. Try using it to close and seal the box. All right, we're going to finish packing. I do love a full box. It's all perfectly packed. Let's see what we can get here. All right. So, we've taken the box home on the bus, and we've also got a bid of £5.63 on the binoculars. Publisher letter, 54 Bedford Lane, London. Dear Mrs. Kettlewell, thank you for submitting your book proposal. Our editor-in-chief is particularly fond of personal memoirs, and we were all impressed by the excerpt provided in your proposal. We believe a story such as yours could be an excellent addition to our publishing portfolio. Please send your full manuscript to the address above, and our editorial team will be in touch. Right, okay, so they're going to publish her memoir. A stack of old vinyl records. These will be played on record players as you explore the house, but you can adjust the music and effects to your preferences in the settings. And then of course we have the memoir. It's water damaged because I don't know if you noticed, but we dripped our umbrella all over it. So we have 4 items here. It should give us a good choice of words. We've got to fill in the blank phrases to form a picture of who she was. All right, cool. So this is chapter 1. We've got 4 things here, and each thing gives you, so each item gives you 4 words that you will use to fill out the memoir. I'll show you the memoir now. So we need to fill in these gaps here. Cool. And I will encourage you as well to, in certain, we'll get to it, but in certain rooms you can inspect items, you can break items. There will definitely be more things. Sins! Yes, we can no longer hide our sins. Which do we want to go down? Which path do we want to go down here? I'm going to show you how this could be filled in various ways. So we could have aged undetected, which gives us these like handcuff items here. We could have maybe aged gracefully, which gives us some hearts. We could have aged independently, which gives us some clouds here. And willingly gives us some black hearts. So you can see that whichever word we were to use, they would give us a different icon and a different symbol. And those symbols kind of link to the various story paths that I mentioned earlier. So depending on the word you use and how you fill this in, it will send you down a completely different path. And some of the items are super obvious, like obviously this beloved family photo has a heart on it. So that's probably sort of the loving mother or grandmother that you want to go down that route. Some items are a little less obvious. And yeah, depending on, like in the later rooms, depending on how you pack certain things, that will also change the words too. So it's worth experimenting, it's worth playing a few times. So I think I'm going to go with... have we got a particular one? Do we want to use these words? I have aged undetected. Do we want to independently? Aged independently? I'm going to go independent, I think, unless anyone else has any particular strong feelings towards one of the words. I am going to go with hide my sins. I can no longer hide my sins. And you can see that's given us those crime words there. But if we were to say, I can no longer run with my grandchildren, that tells a very different story, doesn't it? And then this one's a very sad one. I can no longer stand my loneliness. So it tells a very different story. So your words and your choices will change the story. And this one is definitely the saddest. And I've seen lots of people not pick up the receipt. So maybe you've not discovered this one yet. But I don't recommend getting old, but I suppose it beats the alternative. At least I have aged. Let's go with gracefully. Let's go down this one. I can no longer run with my grandchildren. So I spend my days scrapbooking. I can no longer bear my grandchildren. Oh my goodness. I can no longer bear my grandchildren. That does tell a very different story. I can no longer hide my grandchildren. Can no longer hide my grandchildren. Yeah, I can no longer stand my grandchildren. Oh, at least I've aged gracefully. I can no longer stand my grandchildren, so I'm just going to spend my days scrapbooking and reminiscing about the past. Let's see what happens if we put that in, because we've kind of taken a little bit from here and a little bit from there. So let's see what happens. It still gives us a warm welcome. Still gives us this one. So this icon here, this red icon, sorry, means that we've gone down sort of the homely, motherly, grandmotherly sort of path. So that indicates that that's that path that we've chosen for that story. We can check out the items here. So as you can see, we've found all of the items. And we can see what those items may have given us. So there we go. We can see what words we collected. And we've got loads of words missing because we didn't keep those items. So it would have been lovely to see what those items would have been and what those words would have been. So we can replay that if we want to. But I'm going to move on. But yeah, you can revisit your manuscript there. I can no longer stand my grandchildren. She absolutely hates her grandchildren. And maybe she was a lovely mother though. Or maybe she's got a favourite. Let's have a look. So we can check in on our auctions. Auctions end in 50 days. Current expected profit is £5.63. Right, now we're going to skip ahead to chapter 4. I actually really like chapter 4. and we do have 3 chapters available in this demo. Packing with care. Packing supplies can now be found in every room. You also have a budget for each room to buy extra packing supplies like bubble wrap. Spend your budget through the action menu in the packing view. If you don't have enough of a particular packing supply, it will use some money from your budget instead. So we've got £4 in budget. Anything you don't spend will be added to your holiday fund. Lovely. So this room has a lot going on. There's tons of stuff you can find here. There are definitely some secrets in this room, and lots of different paths for you to take. So let's have a look. I can see a packing supply here. We've got a vacuum pack, so all of your packing supplies will be on the left here. Bubble wrap will use tape as well, and it's for protecting breakable items during transit. Now, you don't have to. You don't have to protect all your breakable items. Sometimes it's fun to break them open. And some of them, like this one, are broken already. So, and this one here. Okay. So we have a gloomy picture, carriage clock, a lighter, a candlestick, herbal tea, a bread basket, a family portrait. And you can see the weights on these as well. That's quite heavy. That's medium, that's light. So we've got the weights to think about now too. Bunches of nettles hung with string, partially dried and have a strong earthy smell. And an uplifting drink with a sharp pungent smell. Inhaling deeply produces a pleasant lightheadedness. And what's this here? We've got an envelope. So envelopes, we can actually fold items. Folding paper items. Alright, I'm going to start clearing this room. And like I said, I can do these quite quickly, but and on your sort of second or third playthrough, I'm sure that you'll get quicker at picking which items to keep. But I kind of like to just clear the room really quickly and then get to the box and then pick from there. So I am going to take that. Flower jug, clumsily hand painted. I love the descriptions on the items as well, because it really makes you think someone's hand painted that. Did Tabitha hand paint it? Did one of her children hand paint it? Is it a sentimental piece? And also, I always question, do I know this family? Like, how well, like, am I part of this family? Am I, you know, I always question my own relationship to Tabitha, and it's like, you know, if my mum had hand painted that, I'd probably want to keep it. But if I was, say, just... what's going on? We've got a follow. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We're just playing A Storied Life Tabitha at the moment. I always forget because we've not streamed for so long, and we're going to be streaming more soon. But I forget because we've not streamed for so long. I always forget that we've got sound alerts. But hi, welcome in. We're just checking out the demo for A Storied Life Tabitha. We're on the second room, and I was just saying that every time I play, I question my relationship with Tabitha and who I am and who she is to me. And I was just saying, if Tabitha was my mother and she'd hand painted a flower jug, I'd probably really want to keep it. Like if I was close and I was like, oh, that's a really sentimental thing, and she hand painted this and handmade this, I'd probably want to keep it. But if I wasn't close, like if it was just a friend or neighbour and I had no emotional attachment at all, probably wouldn't be keeping a flower jug. And the same with the family painting as well. Like if I was a family member, say if I was Tabitha's daughter, I would definitely keep this family portrait. But if I'm, you know, say that I'm just an acquaintance or a neighbour who's just been like, she's asked me to clear out her house when she dies, I'm just doing her a favour sort of thing, then I probably wouldn't bother to keep the family because I wouldn't know them. So yeah, quite tricky sometimes. I I overthink. I overthink these things. And this thing here, like, probably just would bin that, to be honest. Looks like a great game. Thank you. We've got a brand new demo available for Steam Next Fest. And we announced last week that the game's coming to PC and Nintendo Switch on April 14th. It's a game with multiple endings, and your choices shape the story of Tabitha's life. So it's really cool. I really love it. Breadbasket. It's got a thick coating of dust, which makes me think that she probably hasn't used it in a very long time. It's very dusty, quite dirty. I'm not going to put my bread rolls in it for sure. So I am going to bin that. Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. Cracked terrine. Looks like it will leak if you put liquid inside. Again, it's quite a useless item. I certainly can't get any use out of that, so I would recycle that. There you go. So this is just what's informing my choices. And again, a shadeless wall lamp. It's broken and unpleasant. I'm not going to need that at all. And yeah, the lighter, definitely not. If I needed one, I could just buy another one in the shop. And this candle, it's been well used. I really don't need another candlestick, thank you. So I tend to whittle down the items like that, and I'm like, I don't drink wine. I always sell the wine, always. So I pop it in there. Always sell the wine. I don't know why. It just is what I do. And this is a well-used and well-worn pepper mill, and it's unremarkable, and I don't need one of those in my life either. So I do tend to just recycle all these things. But if you wanted to keep some of them and see what sort of story that told, I'm sure you would be surprised. Wink, wink. So I love sliding the furniture as well. I could literally, I just find that so satisfying. I could literally do that all day. So like I was saying, the flower jug, I'm always torn with the flower jug because it's a nice item. It's a nice enough item. The nettles I'm definitely not going to want to keep. And this one here, probably, if it smells, I'm probably not going to want to keep that either. A loan shark's ledger. A ledger full of neatly written names and columns of monetary amounts. Some of the names are crossed out. So I'm assuming that Tabitha was lending people money, and some people probably have never paid her back, and she's dead now. So probably don't need to keep that. Don't think. Got the ponds and ditches. Funnily enough, I never keep this either, but yeah, and the napkin I never keep either. Tape. So we've got some packing supplies now. We still haven't found any bubble wrap. Oh, here we go. So we've got bubble wrap and tape. So we could bubble wrap an item. We could fold an item. We can shrink an item. Haven't got anything that I want to use that for. And then we've got some extra money for packing supplies as well. Now the family portrait, I will take it, but only because I want to show you how to fold an item. So we've done all of that. We can move on to this side of the room. Herbal tea, a jar of homemade tea filled with leaves and flower petals. That sounds horrible. It sounds like something I would have made when I was little. We just grab a load of leaves and flowers from the garden. You're just like, I've made a tea. Drink it, mummy. And it's just the most disgusting thing in the world, isn't it? I just can't imagine that this is a nice jar of anything that I would want to keep. But you'll notice some of these items have the same colours, with the same sort of purple colour and the same symbols on them. So it would indicate they're probably part of some sort of set that you probably want to collect those all together to make a nice little sort of witchy story about Tabitha. So probably won't do that today. Carriage clock. Again, I always sell the carriage clock. I I just think it'll get a nice price, you know. It's very heavy, ticks incessantly. So I feel like it's going to just weigh down my box far too much. And I think it would just be better being sold, to be honest. A gloomy picture that is unpleasant to look at. I think I'll get rid of that as well. And the ceramic cat. I love the ceramic cat. It's not very heavy. All right then. Okay, so we've recycled a few things. We've sold a couple of things. And now we are left with a few of these things. All right, so this is what I've kind of chosen as I like the look of these items. Okay, well, it definitely looks like what I was saying before about having matching things. These all have pink hearts on them. So I think those are also part of a set. I'm going to fold that. And as you can see, it takes up less room in the old box. And I'm going to bubble wrap this so you can see that that's taken my bubble wrap and my tape. And I'm going to shrink this. Lovely. We can rotate stuff as well. So I really like sort of the puzzle packing element of trying to fit in as much as possible. But we still can't fit these in, unfortunately. Okay, so we need to do something with these. I might try and sell the cat, put it up for auction. And the flower jug I think I will recycle. Okie dokie. So we've got all of these items. I'm happy with that. I think we can reinforce the box. It will tell us if the box gets too heavy and needs reinforcing. I haven't got any tape to do that, but I could use some of my resource. So I'll just show you what that does. It just reinforces the box with a bit of tape, which means that my red weight, which was kind of indicating that the box was getting a little bit heavy, the box is reinforced now, so it probably could take a little bit more weight if it needed to. All right, we've got a gold star, which means that we've found everything, we've packed everything that there is to pack. So I'm going to finish packing. And I'm just going to take a little drink while we do that. Lovely. All right. Has anyone checked out any other really good demos during Next Fest? I'm still looking for some more to play. I've been recommended a few already, but if anyone's played anything good during Steam Next Fest, I'd be happy to try some more demos. All right, so we're going to switch to memoirs. We did get a little pop-up there which was reminding us about how much we've made on the old auction site. All right. I used to... so again, we've got really nice words here. So this is all about a dinner party. So we're finding out, was she a good host? Did she enjoy having company over? Did she not enjoy having company? Let's have a look. So we've got all of these lovely words. So we're going to tell a really nice story. So I used to love having our friends over for dinner, but there was nothing else to do in the village back then. So there was nothing else to do other than have your friends over for dinner, really. That was the only kind of thing you did to socialise. I used to pride myself on my lovely Yorkshire puddings, but my trifle always stole the show. I found the lively talk enjoyable. I do adore company. Of course, my friend Anita was especially fond of my husband. Wonder what's going on here. As you get older, you learn that a truly successful dinner party is thanks to the company, not the cuisine. So we only had the choice really, because we'd got all of these lovely, because we've got all of those lovely words, we really only had the option to make a very nice story. And we got all the items, and then it tells you what you kept, tells you what you recycled, and tells you what you sold. There you go. And like I said, the collectibles here, there is going to be a ton of collectibles in the full version. So for you completionists and achievement hunters out there, there's plenty for you to get stuck into here. And here as well, you can look at all the chapters, and you can see that there is 16 chapters in the full game. So plenty of rooms to go through, plenty of stories to discover, and each of these chapters will tell you which story path you're on. So that's the beloved story path. We're also on the beloved story path here. So if you want to tell a cohesive story about like a beloved grandmother, then this will indicate that you are on that path. I also will tell you that the final room changes depending on what story path you have taken. So not everyone will get the same ending, which is going to be quite fun. So your choices do affect the story and the outcome at the end and how it ends. So ultimately you are trying to put together a memoir that's going to be published, and by the end of it, it will tell you what kind of memoir you have and how much the publisher's willing to pay you for it. So it's going to be really great fun. We've done chapter 1 and chapter 4. I'm going to go back to here. You can replay it at any time. And we're going to head to auctions. Go check on our auctions. You see the durable binoculars now have a current bid of $22.50. And auctions will end in 41 days. I love how each entry in the memoir has a little bit of intrigue that you don't expect. Yeah. And there's more of that. Now this one, I really love that we've added this chapter in the demo. So we're in the master bedroom now, and there is so much to find here. There are so many secrets that I can't wait for people to discover. I'm just going to go around and grab all of the packing supplies that I can see. That's kind of how I like to start my rooms. I like to just go around and pick up all the packing bits that I can see. We have, like I said, these are definitely the witchy items. You've got purples here, stars and moons. You've got the pink love hearts here. And then you've got some things that are less obvious, like the wooden duck. What's that all about? The butterflies and this ceramic toadstool. What is that all about? And this painting up here, that it doesn't have any icons or colours, I would say. Like matching colours. Like how are you supposed to know whether they're part of a set? And then you also have the pipe here and this one. So the black items perhaps could go together. You've got an urn full of ashes here, with a pale pink lipstick stain on the outside, and it says darling. I've seen people theorising that there could be multiple things inside here. Obviously in the first room we found a cat basket. I've seen someone say that perhaps the cat was called Darling. Obviously we know she had a husband, so from the previous chapter she had a husband. Is her husband in the urn? So I've seen a couple of people theorising about multiple people or things. The ashes could belong to someone called Darling. I've always thought that was her husband's ashes, if I'm honest. But the theory that the cat could be called Darling and that could be Darling's ashes, that I found that quite a fun theory. So yeah, it's totally up to you how you interpret these things. We've got a key here. We found a key. Oh, some more tape. Oh, and another key. Oh, and a betrothal cameo. Nice. And again, that's kind of, yeah, black and gold. So I would say that these items potentially go together. So I think I'm going to pack those. I always feel guilty. I recycled the ashes once and I felt incredibly guilty for it. Coolest game ever, really? Thank you. Welcome. Also, what have we got here? Carafe and water glass for bedside water. It's very elaborate. I think I'm going to sell that. An elaborate crystal carafe and water glass. Go, yeah. Let's get rid of that. Now, these sorts of items, the broken one, the foul tincture, I would never think to keep that. That, to me, is a junk item that I'm just like, ugh, okay, it's cracked, it's broken, it stinks. I'm probably going to get rid of that. The same with the scratchy linens, but I would implore you to maybe keep those items just to see what will happen. I am going to sell this painting. So it says here, an abstract painting of a busy city street. The frame is made from MDF. And it's too big to go in the box, so we really can only sell it or recycle it. And I'm going to sell this painting. Why not? Mounted butterflies. Now, I love butterflies. I really do. And if I came across this in anyone's house and they were like, you can keep it, I'd be like, ah. I love this kind of thing. I really do. If I was clearing out my grandma's house or auntie's house or anyone's house and I could keep this, I absolutely would. I never have kept it in the game because it takes up so much room in this box that I basically couldn't really keep anything else. So this time I might try keeping it because I really want to see what this does, and I've never kept it. In all the times that I've played through this, I've never kept it. Scratchy linens, like I said, I would get rid of that straight away. The cushion, a well-used cushion, again, I just wouldn't keep that. I assume that a lot of people are just going to play through this the way that they would play through it, and then maybe on their second or third playthrough they might go for a particular, like, let's get all the witchy items, or let's take all the broken stuff, or let's take all the stuff with flowers on it. I'm sure that if you have multiple playthroughs, you'll just make it, like, be a bit more decisive about what you want to take, put a bit more thought into it. But that first time you go through, I would just say just be curious, just play how you would want to play. Hush money. Now, as there is a note inside this that says, keep thy gob shut and then can keep the wedge. And a lot of people have gone, what the heck does that mean? Again, I will translate. It says, if you keep your gob shut, so if you keep your mouth shut, keep quiet, you can keep the money. Basically, stay quiet and you can keep the money. And again, this is a little bit open to interpretation. The hush money, is Tabitha giving someone the hush money to keep them quiet? Or has someone given Tabitha the hush money to keep quiet about something? I'm not actually sure. I wonder if we'll find out in the full game whether that'll be a bit more clear. But yeah, I'm like, who's giving who hush money? Either way, I think Tabitha's wrapped up in something a little bit suspicious. I'll take the hush money for now, just in case. Again, the foul tincture, I think I would get rid, but I would implore you to keep it just to see what it does. Maybe we'll do that next time. Maybe we'll do another run through. So I'm gonna recycle that. And as much as I love that ceramic toadstool, maybe I will keep it. It's like, as much as I love it, maybe I'll get rid. Oh, it doesn't fit anyway. Choices. It does force you to make some awful choices sometimes. I would love to keep both of these, but I need to make just. I'm going to recycle that for now, and then I think maybe I'll take it next time. We still have not filled our progress bar. Let's see, what are we missing? Candles. I won't go down the candle route at the moment. Ah, more keys and a teddy. Painstakingly repaired. I've also seen a lot of theories about this teddy as well. Like, why has it been repaired so many times? Why is it so stiff and firm? What's it got inside it? I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't think I've ever kept the bear. Maybe today is the day. Oh, that won't fit either. What a shame. But I've seen theories about this bear as well. I love that people are thinking about it so much. I'm going to recycle that too. Oh, maybe I should have sold it. I wonder if I can sell a well-loved teddy bear. Maybe. And again, that uses up a packing box. If you decide to, you can go into settings at this point and turn on the no wait mode and the infinite resources, and you can just pack to your heart's delight without having to worry about bubble wrap and tape and boxes and all of that. You can pack infinitely. Bindwood. Oh, maybe I could fit that in. I definitely can't fit that in. So I am going to sell this as well. Oh, I think I might be capped out on boxes. So I think I can only do 4. Still need, ooh, okay, a jumper with cat hair. Don't want that. And a wedding veil. Don't think I want that either. So I think now it's just these, the conference notes I'm not going to take, and the edible plant. It's been meticulously maintained with flourishing flowers. An edible plant. I'm not sure I want that either. The toadstool is very cool. I think maybe I'll take that on my next playthrough. So I think I actually will replay this chapter just to see what the other outcomes could be. Alright, we need to make some decisions. So these are my final objects that I'm like, yeah, I want to keep some of these. I'm just going to take a drink. And before we go through to the next playthrough as well, just after this, I'm actually going to show you a dev diary from the devs, so you can get to meet the devs and hear their story about why they made the game. Probably should have done that at the start of the stream, but now there's a few more of you here. I'll show you that before we go on to our next playthrough. Because this is the final room in the game, in the demo, sorry. So, yeah, we'll see. Now, I do always feel bad if I have to recycle the ashes. But I've never taken the butterflies and I really want to see what they do. So, I'm sorry, darling, but you're going to have to be recycled. Oh, dear. Oh, the sense of guilt. Right, the bindwood fits. But then the hush money doesn't. Oh, no. Okay, well, I need to keep the hush money. Okay. And then the brooch isn't going to fit. Oh, no. Oh. No. If I move... Oh, it's not going to fit. Oh, it's just not... It's... No. If I move this down... Oh, no. Oh, I really want the pie. I can't just have hush money and some butterflies, surely. Let's have a look. What else have I got in here that could maybe fit? Could the bindwood go back in? Oh, choices, choices. Oh, no. I don't think that will fit. Will that fit? The wedding veil? Will that fit? I don't think this will fit either. Oh. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, so let me show you what happens if you don't have enough items. This is a good opportunity. This is a good opportunity for me to show you what happens if you don't have enough items. So I know I haven't got enough items because I haven't filled these at the top here. Match items to the dots. Create more grammatically consistent word choices for the memoir by packing items which go together. So ideally you would want to have these 3 things filled. But we don't. So let's see what happens now. Because we're not going to have enough words to fill the memoir. I know that for a fact. Let's see. Did anything break? No, nothing broke. Suspicious finds. Police have confiscated a valuable artwork mid-auction. Dramatic scenes played out in the peaceful village of Gimmerton yesterday when local police descended to confiscate a valuable work of art. The piece, which experts believe to be the original long-lost masterwork of esteemed artist Neo Valencia, was found when clearing out a local property after the death of the resident. Alarm bells were raised when the groundbreaking piece, which has been missing since its mysterious disappearance from the Oswald Twistle Museum 27 years ago, was spotted up for sale on a popular auction site. The item was quickly delisted and confiscated as evidence. Alright, so it was stolen 27 years ago from a museum? Okay. Did Tabitha steal it? Did Tabitha's husband steal it? Who stole it? Where did it come from? But it's been hung above the bed for a little while. Right, so this is what happens. So not only did we get a bonus item, we got the newspaper clipping, so that's pretty cool. But because we did not get enough items or enough variety of items, so you can see that this one has a 1 dot, these one have 3 dots, we were missing an item that had 2 dots. So we've got an empty item, which means we get empty words. And these are kind of like random empty words, which we may or may not be able to find a spot for. We can use them. We can use them freely. We can make this entire thing full of empty words if we want to. But they're kind of like extra, just in case. So it's true what they say, you know. Oh. A life of crime. Yeah, a life of crime. Nothing life blooms. That doesn't make sense at all. And that's because we've used a crime word. A life blooms like a natural word and a empty word. So ideally, you would have got, you would have needed 3 crime items or 3 nature items or 3 of the beloved items to make an absolutely sensical thing there. At the moment we've made something completely nonsensical. A life of crime. A life of crime. You snooze, you lose nothing, I guess. You snooze, you lose nothing. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, and that's because we haven't got the right items. If you wanted to make a sensical sentence, you'd need to have the right kind of items. So that was bound to happen because we haven't chosen the right things. My husband certainly made me feel ignored. So you see, it still does work, even though you haven't chosen an item and you've got the empty words, it can still work. So they're kind of like a filler words that don't make any sense, and they don't guide you along any sort of path. They're completely kind of useless, to be honest. But if a marriage is the story of 2 lives intertwined, ours was barely a novella. I never remarried after he died. I suspected him. No, I admired him and I was safe. I can't say I expected to outlive him though. Truthfully, I don't think I gave it much thought at all until it happened. Ultimately, he was a dangerous husband. And I Oh, and he was a dangerous husband. And I suspected... No, that doesn't make sense. And I pinched the dosh. But the true love of my life was our shared interests. I really don't know what kind of story this is going to tell. But I like that I found out that the butterflies are like the nature route. So that's nice. So the story we've got is, it's true what they say, you know, a life of crime, you snooze, you lose nothing. And my husband certainly made me feel ignored. But if a marriage is the story of two lives intertwined, ours was barely a novella. I never remarried after he died. I admired him and I was safe. I can't say I expected to outlive him. Truthfully, I don't think I gave it much thought at all until it happened. Ultimately, he was a dangerous husband and I pinched the dosh. But the true love of my life was our shared interests. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's to be expected given the weird mix of items that we went with. And yeah, like I said, this is the sort of life of crime like motif. So again, if you were to look at this, we've got Warm Welcome, which is like a nice homely pink homely cozy chapter ending, and the same here with Wine and Dine. This one was very much a chapter or a memoir page about being a criminal. So if all of these, we could definitely go back. We could even replay this one and go back and change the story by taking the different items. We could take different items and tell a different story. But before I do that, I think I'd really like to show you, let me see, what have we got here? I think I'd really like to show you something else. I'd like to show you, what am I trying to show you? Where has it gone? Is it here? Yes, it is. I really want to show you this lovely dev vlog that we filmed last year. This is the developers, Terry and Cherish, part of the development team. And I'm kind of stealing this idea because I saw one of the streamers, Aurora Peachy, did this exact same thing and showed off the dev diary to her audience. And I think it was a really nice way to sort of show you the people behind the game and their reason for making it. So I've stolen the idea, and I'm just gonna, while I have a little drink, I'm going to just let you watch this and, you know, connect with the developers a little bit and their story behind making the game. Hopefully you can hear it. And this is just the first dev diary. We've actually got 2 more of these on our YouTube channel. So if you did want to check those out and find out more about them, you can.
Hello, I'm Terry Goodwin, the studio director of Lab 42 and the lead designer and game director of A Storied Life, Tabitha.
Hi, I am Cherish Goldstraw. I am the games writer at Lab 42 and I am the writer and narrative designer on A Storied Life, Tabitha. A Storied Life, Tabitha is a wholesome narrative puzzle game where objects tell the story of a life left behind. We have worked together creating concepts and writing games together for, I think the first game we wrote together is probably about 15 years ago. This game in particular came from, we had both gone to a conference together and we're staying in the same hotel, and we were in the hotel bar and I was like, Terry, I've got this idea for a game, but it's more of an idea of a concept. I just sort of threw it at you and you sort of helped me refine it into something that's more like an actual game and not just like a vague idea that I wanted to tell. I had been through a couple of personal losses in a short space of time, and I just felt like this concept of that there are these people that we don't meet until they're older, And then by the time we get to the point where we're old enough to kind of have more of an interest in their lives, we sort of lose them, and this sort of like passing of two lives, as when you meet someone that's already, you know, metamorphosized into, you know, their elderly stages, and that we never get, how sad it is that we never get to meet them when they're younger, but also how lovely it is that we get to meet them at all. And it was like very much a story of items, and from the experience of doing this several times for people I was related to and knew quite well, and but also for people I didn't know very well, like, you know, an elderly lady from my mother's church that I only met a handful of times, and how going through their things and helping pack things up helped me understand that person in a new way.
So then we had the concept and the themes and the feelings we wanted a player to feel, but then we had to think about how you actually make that as a playable game. We had this concept of writing this story, but there had to be some sort of structure to writing that story, how it related to the items that you were evaluating in playing the game, what you do with the items. So we came up with mechanics to build all of that into something that's playable, that's an experience, that's not just an experience, but it's a playable game without a fail state, but it's something that you play and engage with meaningfully and make meaningful choices.
From there, it kind of became this idea of, it's partially a puzzle of finding things, and that sort of intrigue of finding an item in a person's house and wondering why they've kept it for so long and wondering what it meant to them.
And this is such an old devlog as well.
Fill in those gaps yourself.
The bin was still a bin.
Writing the memoir, that's where a lot of it becomes about the player writing a story, not me writing a story for the player. If you write a story that's funny, it should feel like it's because you found the right items, you found the right words, and you thought of something funny to put together. If you write something sad, it's because you wanted to tell a story that was sad or happy or bittersweet in some way. It's more about, one of the people we showed it to at Gamescom, she said it's more about the player than it is about Tabitha, and I think that was a really lovely way of seeing it.
Since announcing the game, we spent some time at Gamescom talking to press and showing the game to people, and it was a really interesting experience to see people that had no concept of what the game was until they came into the room, then sit down in front of it and then engage with it, like purely from going from zero. So it was very interesting to gauge people's reactions to their sometimes quiet reactions. And they'd say nothing, then they'd get to the end, and then we'd have so much to talk about. Sometimes people talked about it along the way, right?
Yeah, it was so interesting to see how people interacted with it differently. There were people that would do it very thoughtfully, or say to us, oh, this is going to make me emotional, this idea is going to make me cry. But other people, they would just be like having a good laugh with it. And you know, my experience of remembering people is that often you share memories. I've never met an elderly person that doesn't have a hilarious story to tell me. So it felt like that, you know, or they would make a completely absurd story with their memoir, and then we would all laugh about how fun that was. I would expect some people maybe would play the game differently by themselves than they do when they're surrounded by other people, which again is part of it. But it's strange, but sometimes we talk to people about this game and they share quite personal things with us in return.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, really immediately. And that's what we want. We want people to have conversations, to appreciate the people in their lives. And it's nice that gets through to people.
Yeah, and since Gamescom, seeing the previews that have come out, it's been very helpful for us to see the thought process that's gone on with these people that have been evaluating the game, and they go away and think about it. It's been received really well. The people seem to be resonating with the themes that we're going for, and it is making people feel a bit introspective, but they still enjoy the experience, right? Which is what we want to achieve. People to have a think, but to have a good time with it as well, because it's a celebration of life rather than sort of dwelling on loss or grief.
Yeah, it's not a game about mourning. It's a game about people.
Recently we've been working on a lot of polish, really, like audio and music in particular, has come on a long way in the past few weeks. So we have quite a large list of sort of bespoke sound effects in the game. A lot of like Foley work has been done to capture moving furniture and the different sorts of sounds that items might make when you pick them up and put them in the box and things like that. And our brilliant composer has started to deliver some really fantastic pieces of music that we're getting into the game at the moment.
More recently, I've been working on the narrative and the memoir sequences just to kind of further refine it and make sure that we are delivering a satisfying gameplay experience, but also kind of treading that balance between gameplay and choice, and also without losing the emotional impact of the memoirs that the players can write. It's got to still feel like you've written something weighty if you want to write something weighty.
Recently we've also been polishing a lot of the visuals in the game. There's a lot of rooms in the game, so we've been working through and like really fleshing those out and making them look beautiful, but also we've been refining a lot of things like the UI and the UX, which we'll be doing continually through the rest of development to make it a pleasant experience.
We'll keep you updated on A Storied Life Tabitha as it progresses, including new features, mechanics, and any improvements we're making along the way. We'd love to hear what you think of the game so far, and if you like what you've seen, please consider heading to Steam and wishlisting our game. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Puzzle game. So there are more devlogs. So if you do enjoy the team, if you like the team, and you want to hear more from them, there are more devlogs. But yeah, I think it gives you a really good insight into what they're like, and they're lovely. It gives you more insight into what they're like, but also why they made the game. And I really do think it's like a subject matter that everyone can sort of relate to. You get to a point in your life where you've either you've lost somebody, or your partner's lost somebody, or your friends have lost somebody, and I just think it's a really relatable experience. And again, like, since working on this game, I've had so many people say to me, "Oh yeah, I had to go through that with my mum, or my we're currently going through it with one of my one of my husband's uncles." So he spent last week clearing out his uncle's home. So that was kind of fascinating to even though it was his uncle and quite a close family member, it was still really like kind of cool in a way to go through what his belongings were and find out more about him and be like, "Oh no way, I didn't know that he was into this stuff, or that he had this stuff, or that he collected these things." There's things that people do in private that you just don't know about. Like, we had no idea that he collected like Lord of the Rings figures, for example. We didn't know that he played D&D. So it's these things that you find out about your relatives like after they've passed, and it's quite sad that you only discover it after they've passed away. But it just really does hit home that the items that you collect for your entire life and fill your home with will tell the story about who you are as a person and the life you lived. And that's basically what will be left when you're gone. So yeah, I think everyone can relate to it in some sort of a way at some point in their lives. Right, what are we going to keep this time? We have to keep the publisher letter, we have to keep the memoir, and we have to keep the records. But what else do we fancy keeping this time? What story shall we tell? We did the photo last time, so I'm not going to take the photo. Although I think I might weirdly take the cat flap. Maybe? I don't know. Is that something we want to take? We can't take the cat basket. I'm toying with the idea of taking the cat flap. I do kind of want to take the binoculars this time. It's very rare that I take the binoculars, if I'm honest. I do I do tend to get rid of the binoculars quite often. I think I can fit the bus pass in there. Yeah, okay. So I think that's what I'm going to take this time. Did I take the witch bells last time? I can't remember. I don't think I did. I will recycle that. I'll recycle that. I will sell the witch bells, I guess. And I will recycle that. Oh no, I didn't want to return that to the room. Whoopsie. Okay. Whew. I was like, oh my god, why have I only got a silver star? Got a gold star. Alright. Right. Let's... That's so funny. My actual phone buzzed at the same time as that. No way. That's so funny. Alright, so this is the publisher letter. So if you are only just joining us and you haven't seen this before, we're on our second playthrough. I actually might turn relax mode on for this one, which I'll do in just a second. But we're currently clearing out the home of a loved one who has recently died. And this publisher wants to publish her memoirs, but unfortunately we've damaged them with our wet umbrella. So we're going to need to repair the memoir, and the way that we do that is with the items that we find in her home. So we've done one playthrough already. We're going to go and see if we can get some different outcomes. It's water damaged. All right. So fill this in. If you want to restart at any point, by the way, if you're like, oh, I'm not happy with my items or the memoir isn't making sense, you can come up here to here and just restart chapter. You can also check out your auctions. You can see a map of the house. So you can see there's all of these rooms that you'll get to discover in the full game. You'll find your collectibles here as well, which are still in development. But yeah, you can restart the chapter at any point just by going to here, and it'll be restart chapter. I'm going to go to settings here and accessibility, and I'm going to turn on no wait mode and infinite resources. That's basically relaxed mode, and that's how I prefer to play it. But it's totally up to you how you prefer to play it. Okay, so we have only 2 items this time, and we have aged wisely or actively. I'm going to go down this one. So I'm going to go, I have aged wisely. So we can see we've got the green leafy sort of emblems and icons there. I can no longer enjoy my long walks, so I spend my days bird watching and reminiscing about the past. Oh, bless her. But like I said, we could have gone down a different route and gone actively, can no longer drive my car, spend my days reminiscing about the past, walking, but age wisely. Lovely. So now you can see we've got a completely different motif here. We've got a green one, which sort of symbolises a nature lover. So it really is up to you what sort of story you want to be telling about Tabitha. So now you can see that this has changed. We've got green here, red down here. So we've got the nature, we've got the homely one, and then we've got crime here. So like I said before, just in case you missed it, depending on the emblem and the icon that you have for each of these, that will indicate the story path that you're on, and the very end room changes depending on what story path you have chosen. So if you take all green, for example, you'll start to tell the story of someone who really loved nature. If you go down this route, which is the homely route, you'll tell the story of someone who is maybe a beloved grandmother or something like that. And if you want to go down the crime route, obviously you're going to tell the story of someone who had a bit of a life of crime. And there are multiple endings for you to find. I will tell you that there are at least 5 endings for you to find. So it really is worth replaying this, telling different stories. And like I said at the beginning, Tabitha was all of these things. She was a nature lover. She was beloved. She was a grandmother. She was motherly and like family orientated. She was a bit shady. She was all of these things. You know, we've seen the witch item. She was a bit witchy. You know, she was all of these things. But what was the overarching story of her life? Like, that is up to you to tell. So I'm really excited to see what stories people come up with. I think because there's so many different ways you can tell the stories as well, everyone's going to end up with a unique memoir. I'm going to go back to Wine and Dine, and I'm going to replay this one as well. And let's see what sort of story we can tell here. I actually might go down the... I might go down this story where you collect all the broken items, because that to me is quite interesting as well. What this does. You have the gloomy items, like the dark gloomy items as well. But I think I'm going to go down the route of collecting all of these sort of broken things just to see what that does. So I'm going to take the broken, like the cracked tureen and this shadeless lamp and maybe the gloomy picture. I'm going to take anything that seems a little bit useless. We've got the bread basket with the thick coating of dust. Let's see what some of these items do. I'm still going to sell the carriage clock. Okay, and I'll pop that over there. I'm going to go around and pick up some of the packing supplies that I can see as well. I'm actually going to get rid of the family portrait this time, and also the flower jug. But yeah, there's multiple ways you can play this. Multiple stories you can tell as well. Pocket lighter, you can find it cheaply at any off license. I will take that just in case. And the candlestick that I'm not attracted to in the slightest. The one that I was like, no, I really don't need one of those. It's a candlestick, it's well used. Ugh. I'm going to get rid of that as well. The serving tureen I'm going to get rid of as well. The wine bottle, I'm still going to sell that. I'm a creature of habit. And this pepper mill I'm going to get rid of. That I'm going to get rid of. So I'm playing quite quickly because, like I've said before, I kind of just like to clear the room and then decide afterwards what I actually want to keep and take. I get so focused on just clearing the room and making sure I've got all of the items. Okay, I think that's all of the items from this room. Let's see what we've got. So I don't think I want to do... I don't think I want to keep the cat this time. You can see now as well I've got unlimited boxes, so I probably could sell more than 4 items in this room now. So this just changes everything to unlimited resource, which is how I like to play. The loan shark ledger. Did we keep that before? I don't know if we did. I'm going to take the shadeless wall lamp. And this cracked tureen as well. Everything's already broken, and I'm trying to decide whether I want to break it more. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't bubble wrap it, like, it's broken, so do I still bubble wrap it, or do I not bother to bubble wrap it? I'm not sure what the best course of action is for that. Oh, I think I can fit that too. Yay! But I can't fit the bread basket or the ledger, so I will recycle those. Do I want these to be more broken? I'm not sure. I'm gonna bubble wrap them. Oh, I can't bubble wrap that one anyway. Okay, so I'm just right clicking just to bring up this menu real quick. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So I do have 3 items. I'm missing a I'm missing a 3 dot, but I'm hoping that that's okay. I'm hoping that my memoir will make sense. I'll probably also do one more playthrough of the master bedroom as well, just so we can explore a different ending to that too. Carriage clock. Okay, £10 on the carriage clock. All right. Oh, we've got some very not very nice words. Not very positive. This is, yeah, depressive, insufferable, dreary. Oh, okay. So these are quite horrible items that I've kept. And I think we've got quite awful words. So this is going to be quite an awful story to tell. I used to despise having our acquaintances over for dinner. There was nothing else to do in the village. I used to pride myself on my sarcastic jabs, but the local gossip always stole the show. I found the dreary talk insufferable. So you can see there we got the clouds. I do resent, I do begrudge visitors. So we're kind of on this sort of blue cloud kind of course at the moment. Of course, the old man was especially fond of my discomfort. So we've got these blue clouds. So I feel like we're on to like a blue cloud sort of story. Not really sure what kind of story this is. I used to despise having our acquaintances over for dinner, but there was now else to do in the village back then. I used to pride myself on my sarcastic jabs, but the local gossip always stole the show. I found the dreary talk insufferable. I do begrudge visitors. Of course, the old man was especially fond of my discomfort. So this isn't a very nice story compared to the story that we told of like her loving having her family over. She made lovely Yorkshire puddings and show-stopping trifles, and you know she adored company. We had that before. That was a really lovely story, and now we've got this story who absolutely hates having people over, finds the dreary talk really insufferable, hates visitors, and is quite uncomfortable. And her old man, I assume her husband, is fond of her being uncomfortable. So we've told a very different story this time round. And we've got a lighthouse. It's quite sort of isolated and lonely. Wow. Okay. So we've collected quite a lot of words now. Alright. So we have got the green, we've got the blue now. Let's see what other story we can tell here. Maybe I'll go down the sort of nature-y strand. Let's see. Okay. I like to go around and get all the packing items. I think maybe I'll keep the ashes this time, because I felt very guilty about getting rid of those. And we'll recycle the painting this time. And get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh no, maybe I should have kept that. I'm not sure. I will sell this again. I don't think that gives us good words. And the duck. Go on then, I'll keep the duck if I can. And I'll keep this. I like this brooch. Another key. And we kept the butterflies last time, so I'll get rid of the butterflies this time. And maybe I'll sell the toadstool. I mean, it's broken. It's got a crack down the middle, but it's not broken entirely. So maybe that's okay. I've got a very tickly throat today. I apologise. Hush money. Right, we kept that last time. So let's get rid of it this time. And let's see if we can keep any of these items and what story they might tell. Oh, my game is getting a bit... I think it's because I'm moving my mouse too fast. The game is like, huh, where are we going? Oh, the teddy bear. Yes, okay. And there was tape here. And another key in there. And I'm going quite fast. You can take as much time as you want to read over these item descriptions. But I like to just clear the room as quickly as possible. Right, okay, so the urn I know I want to keep because I felt quite bad about getting rid of that last time. I'll take this betrothal cameo. Did I also keep the pipe? Yeah, let's take that. Let's take the pipe. Oh, I wonder if I could fit that in there. I do really like the packing puzzle element of... Oh, but now I've got a gap here. Oh, no. If I put this in the middle, does that work? I do really like the puzzle element of this. I'm like, oh, can I fill all the gaps? Can I fill all the gaps? Oh, I don't think I can. Oh, the duck. Does the duck fit? Oh no. Oh, the duck is like a really odd shape. Gosh darn it. Okay. I think we're going to end up back over here. But that still is giving me a weird shape to work with. A weird shape to work with. Does the duck fit now? No. Okay. And the bear is definitely not going to fit and we can't shrink that down. So I'm going to put that up for auction. The bear is kind of spooky. Yeah, it has got something about it. For sure. I'll take that if I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit anything else in. Which is annoying me. Because I really wanted to take... I really wanted to be able to take more things. I really wanted to take more things. But I don't think I'm going to be able to pick anything else up. But you think that is spooky. There is a creepy doll lurking around. You may have seen her in the Dev Diaries. And you may have also seen her in one of the trailers. So there is a creepy doll that is lurking around as well. So keep your eye peeled for that too. Right, I don't think I'm going to be able to take any more of this stuff, unfortunately, which, let me revisit my recycling box. Is there anything else in here? This might work. Oh, can I take that? Does that work? Does that fit? In any way, shape or form? No. What if I shrink it? Oh no. Still not. Okay. Oh no. Recycle. Is there anything else in here that's kind of small? Nah. Okay. In which case, I'm afraid we're going to need to get rid of all of this stuff. Let me put this up for auction. How many things have I got up for auction now? 4. Okay, that's okay. I can't fit the duck. Oh, oh dear. All right, but we do have a good range of items, so we should be able to make a good memoir page. Let's see. I'm probably going to wrap up really soon. Just to let you know that there is a demo available of this right now. This is a brand new demo, so if you've played our previous demo, please come back and play this one because it's new. It's got lots of new features, new languages, and a whole new room. So please do come back and play it if you've played before. And if you would love to leave us a review, that would be great. If you've got time, it really does help the game to get more visibility on Steam. So if you do play the game, if you do play the demo, please leave us a review. We'd love that. And we do read every single one. And if you have any feedback for us, we do have a feedback discussion set up on Steam as well. This is coming to PC and Nintendo Switch on April 14th. So if you're liking what you're seeing, if you've enjoyed the demo, or if you just want to jump in when it releases, it's going to release on April 14th. Right, we recycled the painting this time, and it says local refuse collector Dan Iverson made a find of a lifetime yesterday when he spotted a dusty painting poking out of a wheelie bin in Gimmerton Village. The piece later revealed to be the original long-lost masterwork of esteemed artist Neo Valencia was sold to an art museum for over £300,000. Wow, local refuse collector Dan Iverson, you have just made your fortune, good sir. Alright, so let's go to memoirs. Let's see. Oh, we've got 2 pages of items now. That's the first time that we've seen that happen. So we now have 2 pages of items, which means we've got 2 pages of words. I absolutely love that the newspaper article becomes one of our items and words. It's true what they say, you know. Now this does make sense. Till death do us part. So we couldn't make a sensical sentence last time, and now because we've got the 1, the 2 and the 3 here, we've been able to make a good sentence that makes sense. And my husband certainly made me feel valued, bitter, doomed, bittersweet, smart, or alone. I mean, these aren't great words if I'm honest. Till death do us part, and my husband certainly made me feel that doomed. You want to go doomed? All right, let's go doomed. My husband made me feel doomed. But if marriage is the story of 2 lives intertwined, ours is barely a novella. I never remarried after he died. Right, what do we want to put in here? I never remarried after he died. We're looking at the purple words now. I mourned him. I appreciated him. I lost him. I yearned for him. I forgot him. Or I never saw him. Wow. What do we want to go for here? I never remarried after he died. I mourned him, appreciated him, lost him, yearned. I yearned for him. And I was, right, a yellow word. Alone, smart, bittersweet, bitter, or valued. I never remarried after he died. I yearned for him and I was alone, do we think? I love that you're telling me what you'd like the story to be. Thank you. What would we like to go for? I was... Bitter's a good one. Bitter. I was bitter. I yearned for him and I was bitter. I can't say I expected to outlive him. Truthfully, I don't think I gave it much thought at all until it happened. Ultimately, he was a... Right, we've got alone, smart, bittersweet, or valued husband. He was a smart husband, bittersweet husband, valued husband. What do we fancy? Tabitha's husband was Dr. Doom and the Avengers need to save her? No, come on, that's not the story we're telling here. He was a... I think I'm going to go a smart... a smart husband. And I Here's a smart husband and I forgot him, mourned him, appreciated him, lost him, forgot him, or never saw him. Here's a smart husband. Oh, no, I never saw his worth. Wow. I lost him. I forgot. Oh, I mourned what could have been. Oh, there's actually a lot here. And I mourned my work, appreciated my work, lost. I appreciated our brief marriage. But the true love of my life was, I forgot what could have been. Ultimately, he's a smart husband, and I forgot what could have been. But the true love of my life was, so we've got his worth. The love of my life was long lost. The love of my life was our brief marriage. It was long lost. All right, so let's review what we've got here. It's true what they say, you know, till death do us part, and my husband certainly made me feel doomed. But if marriage is a story of two lives intertwined, ours was barely a novella. I never remarried after he died. I yearned for him and I was bitter. I can't say I expected to outlive him. Truthfully, I don't think I gave it much thought at all until it happened. Ultimately, he was a smart husband and I forgot what could have been. But the true love of my life was long lost. Let's see what this is. All right, bedfellows. Oh, we've got the widow. Wow, we've not had that before. So let's look now. So we've now got a nature story, so which is a nature lover. We have like this lonely lighthouse, kind of very isolated and alone. And then we have the widow. So you really can see, like, if you did every chapter and you're like, I'm going to go for a nature lover every time, you'd end up with a memoir filled with the story of someone who loves nature. If you go for this one, you'll create a memoir filled with a story about someone who's very lonely and isolated. And if you go for this one, you're going to fill out the memoir of someone who is a grieving widow, lost the love of her life, you know. Whereas before, obviously, we've seen the life of crime. My kind of old lady. Yep, you're into your plants. So we've explored quite a few there already. I did tell you that there's at least 5 different endings. So it really does depend on, like, over the course of these 16 chapters in the full game, what sort of story are you sort of sticking to? I would advise that you play it however you want to play it, and then maybe like on the second or third playthrough, you maybe try to have a little look and make a consistent story just to see what happens. But yeah, have fun with it. There's a brand new demo available now on Steam. Join Steam Next Fest, and it will stay up after Steam Next Fest, obviously. If you play it in Steam Next Fest, please leave us a review because it does help with visibility, and we do read every one, and we read all the feedback as well. So we do have a feedback thread in the discussions on Steam. So myself and the dev team do go through that as well. So yeah, and come and join us on Discord. We've got a lovely little community starting to pop up over there, and we're going to have some great, very exciting pre-launch activities happening in there very soon. And launch is on April 14th, so it'll be coming to PC and Nintendo Switch on April 14th. Really hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, let's go and have a little look at our auctions. There we go. So if you play those three rooms, have a little play around, and that will conclude the demo. And just remember that you can play it in all sorts of different languages. If you come down here, got the Northern English, so obviously that's got the Northern slang. You can just change it to English if you find the slang confusing. We have lots of accessibility features in here too, so if you need a little bit more help identifying the interactable items, you can turn on item highlight, and if you need some different fonts, you can turn on dyslexia friendly fonts as well. When will you, oh my gosh, We're always going to get one person asking about wobble dogs. Oh, and I love wobble dogs, I really do, and I love people who are fans of wobble dogs, but you guys are crazy. When we add auto breeding to the Switch version of wobble dogs, honestly, I don't know if the game's getting any more updates. I will be honest with you, I've no idea if we're going to update it any more than that. But please stay with us. Like, if you are on. If you are in the Wobble Dogs community in any sort of a way, either on Reddit or Tumblr, which they've got a big community over on Tumblr, and we've got a big community on Discord as well. So wherever you are in that community, that's where you'll get the latest updates on whether we have any new stuff coming to Wobble Dogs. But for now, I don't think there's anything. There's no more plans. But yeah, thank you so much. I think I'm going to wrap up for today. Thank you so much for joining me. This is A Storied Life Tabitha. There's a brand new demo available now on Steam throughout Next Fest, and it will be coming to PC and Nintendo Switch on April 14th. Really, thank you very much for everyone who is in chat as well, people who've helped me create these stories. That's been really fun. Please go and check the demo out for yourself, leave it a review, and I'm hoping that we'll see you real soon. We haven't streamed in ages. We've moved office, we've got a new setup, and we're still just sort of figuring things out. But we'll be back with some more streams really soon, hopefully. So make sure you give us a little follow. And yeah, hope to see you soon. That's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. I will catch you next time. Have a good one. Bye.